Hey guys, Crazy M here with some Battlefield 4 news. So the first thing we've got on the list is something that was easy to miss. There was an animated picture in the Battlelog blog about the Commander mode and it revealed a new map. Now the first thing that we can see on this screenshot of it is that on the right hand side there is a big dam which supposedly is gonna be able to break, as we've seen in the Revolution trailer, which means that it might partially flood the map, giving boats a more important role in the game. Now another big thing that popped into my eye was the assets list. Now the first thing that we see that is new is the M1 Abrams, which is in my opinion gonna be a vehicle drop, and we haven't seen that before in a map, so you can drop vehicles pretty much like the drop shit did in Battlefield 3, I guess. Another new thing is that there is a submarine in this list. I can't read the name because the resolution isn't high enough, but it is definitely the icon of a submarine. Its functions though is not really clear. It could be something that works like an AC-130, where players will be able to hop on board and do certain things with guns or maybe even torpedoes. It might as well be just an asset like the Tomahawk missile, which is an automated thing. I don't really know what this is gonna be. Maybe there's even submarines in the game and so this is just another vehicle drop. We'll have to see, but I'm excited to see that they've also gone that far that there will be submarines in the game. Another question on my part is though, if it is a vehicle drop, if it is something like an AC-130, how are you gonna counter that? Are there like underwater countermeasures like torpedoes or some other kind of stuff that we're gonna get, water mines? I'm excited to hear more about that, and I'm looking forward to the moment when we finally be able to play that map. Now the last thing that we can see in this first screenshot is the layout of the map, and it has in this configuration 6 flags and you don't see any kind of base here. So this might be a new game mode where it just start to spawn, and maybe as soon as you haven't got any flag anymore you can't spawn anymore, but there's also no base, so both teams stand on the same kind of starting platform. We'll see how that works. The next screenshot that we have doesn't show too much different here, but a little bit as well. Now the first thing is that this is the console interface. We see all the different controls and all that kind of nice stuff, so if you're a console player this is what you're gonna expect from the Commander mode there. Now the thing that has changed, in my opinion, the essential thing that we see here is that now the layout is pretty different. The flags are in other places, but it is still 6 flags. Now one of the things could be that this is yet another game mode, but I don't really believe that. It's more maybe that the dam has broken or some other event has happened that shifted the flags around maybe, and you can see also that the flags like in the middle of the sea. Maybe this is just a bug, or it is really that, so I'm gonna be excited to see what this will bring. The last one that we're gonna look at is again a console interface, nothing too special there. But now the layout has changed again, and this is something more like an Conquest Assault layout in my opinion. There are now 7 flags in the list, but there are only 6 on a map, so this is kind of confusing, but we'll see how it works. But now one team has got a base, there isn't a base of the other team visible, so this might mean that it is Conquest Assault in this case. After all, that's pretty much it about the new maps that we can see here, and now let's hop into some more information about Commander mode and all that stuff. So this is partially gonna be a bit of a recap from what we have heard, so if you guys missed any of that, here's pretty much all that we know right now about Commander. So the way that the Commander can use his assets is a little bit different for what kind of things they are. So the first thing that is that he has got a set of basic things that he can do, where it doesn't require anything much, only that they've got a cooldown timer. So those things are things like a UAV, a EMP, and the cruise missile warning, which will allow you to alert your team if an enemy cruise missile is incoming, which is a nice thing so they can move out of the way. He can also mark one player of the enemy team as a high value target if he's doing extremely good, if he's in a high skill streak, if he's in the helicopter just crushing the enemy team. The commander can mark this player as a high value target. If this happens, the player that is marked as a high value target will get more points for staying alive and killing enemies while he is a high value target. In the other team though gets more points for killing him, and the high value target is also marked for everyone on the map for about 45 seconds, but this is subject to change, so the time frame on that might change. Then there are two loops, and the loop in this context means pretty much that it is a point system. The commander gets his points by fulfilling certain tasks or good play with the team and stuff like that. And if the loop gets full, he can do tasks, but he will use some points of that. So that's the system there. So the first loop is the main asset loop, and this fills up if he kills enemies or stuff like that. And the things that he gets from that is some stuff like a cruise missile, different scans, and as well as the AC-130. The second loop is the squad loop. And this is really interesting. He gets the points in this loop by playing with the squad. If the squad does follow his commands and does the things he orders them to do, he gets points, and then he can give stuff back to the squad, which is awesome in my opinion. So the first thing he can do is promote the squad. This will boost all squad members in the specialization in the field upgrade bar and bring them closer to the next unlock. He can also do vehicle drops for the squad, supply drops, and one thing about the supply drops is that now you can change kits in game when you add the supply drop crate, which is a nice little addition in my opinion. He can also enable the rapid deploy, which will allow the squad to deploy for a certain amount of time in half the spawn time. Now, some people are curious, can we kick the commander if he's not doing a good job? How is that gonna be handled? So yeah, squad leaders can kick the commander if he doesn't do a good job, and then a new commander comes in. But after that, there's a little bit of a timer, so you can't just be trolling everybody and just kick every commander. He's got some time to prove himself, and after that you can decide if he's a good one or not, and then you can kick him if you want to. The last thing I have got about commander mode is that the way you become commander is pretty much you log into a server in the commander slot. So you don't just go into a game and then one of the players gets chosen commander. No, you log into the server and then you log in as commander, and then you are the commander pretty much in itself. The last bit of information I've got for you is a rather old one, and this is about the pick-up weapons in Battlefield 4. Now, I guess all of you know by right now what those weapons are. They're lying around the map and you can pick them up, and they're very strong but limited ammo. The first thing I've got to say here is that as far as we know now, there are three different types: the MGL-32 grenade launcher, the USAS-12, and the M82A3. These are pretty powerful weapons in the right situation, in the right spot. And the way that those are kept into certain spots, from what I saw at the gameplays, is that they either spawn at high buildings on isolated islands. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you can't parachute or swim with one of these weapons. If you do either of those actions, you will lose them. So DICE has made a good job of keeping them into one area and not just allowing the player to carry it everywhere. So they are very limited to certain locations. We do not know yet if you can also take them with into vehicles, but I guess it might not be the case since they already tried to do it so that you only can use them wherever you are right there. If you are afraid that any of those weapons might be overpowered or ruin the game in a certain way, I guess you won't have to be anymore. From what I've seen, it seems pretty solid, and also DICE stated that this is a thing for them that they try out, they see how it will work. If it doesn't work too good, they will drop that idea and not implement it anymore, or maybe refine it a little bit more. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.